Labour's employment reform was meant to be the bedrock of any transformative change in our society, yet today it's announced that its delayed implementation it becomes an afterthought. The promise of making work pay is now marred by policies like the two-child benefit cap, the pension grab, the VAT on private schools, measures that hinder rather than help people who work. So instead of dealing with the root issues and sorting out employment in Britain, this Labour Party is dominated by a series of knee-jerk measures designed either to captivate those who want sort of class warfare, or to fiddle around with the illusion rather than dealing with the substance. And the unions may be placated with the repeal of anti-trade union legislation, some minor wins like statutory sick pay and flexible work rights, but these feel like political band-aids, sticking plasters, rather than substantive reforms. A payoff for halting strikes, perhaps, but one that leaves workers facing the same precarious conditions for years to come. For those counting on the ban on fire and rehire tactics or more generous parental leave systems, the wait is now going to be longer, with some changes potentially stretching into 2027, simply to get the stuff on the statute book, 2028 before it starts to take effect. What's left then in the short term? Minor, simpler reforms like extending statutory sick pay and bereavement leave, easily digestible, quick to pass. Yet the heavier lifting, like a new statutory probation period and clearer rights to switch off from work, remains stuck in legal limbo. One wonders if these measures were ever meant to see the light of day, or were merely political promises kept at arm's length. What we should be addressing in government are the root conditions that create insecurity and poor working environments, rather than tinkering with secondary legislation or attacking particular groups because of some sort of sense of elitism, which is often misplaced. The groundwork of change must be properly laid now. Better working conditions shouldn't be an afterthought to satisfy business groups or appease lobbyists. They should be the very foundation of any reform. And as Labour seeks to hit its 100-day legislative target, the bare bones of a reform package leaves much to be desired. What was once promised as a transformative vision for workers now feels like a patchwork of delayed measures and short-term political fixes. Labour's flagship reforms may eventually arrive, but by then the groundwork for real change will be long overdue. And I think this is all about a lack of focus. It's not about a political mandate. It's about the Labour Party not really knowing what it was doing when it was elected. There's the problem with the last Conservative government was this mismatch between rhetoric and reality, and it seems that the same mismatch is present in the present Labour government, which makes me wonder whether the problem is not so much the Labour Party or the Conservative Party or the Lib Dems or the Reform Party. The problem is in the brickwork of Westminster. The institution of government in Britain itself leaches some sort of horrid micturating virus. It's like COVID. Nothing happens except for a lot of nastiness. You know, that there has to be a point where we put common sense first, integrity first, kindness first, and try to get the best for most people. In fact, you don't even need to say the best for most people, the best for all. It's not an impossible objective.